Your home for our Atlanta Falcons, Hawks, and Atlanta United. Your teams play here. Sports Radio 92.9, The Game.
Each and every week we get a chance to talk to our head football coach, Arthur Smith. And Coach Art, we want to be up there at Flowery. Last week it was me. This week it's Mike. Hopefully we'll get a chance to see you next week. But first and foremost, congratulations, Coach, on the dub. It was a good win, and there's a lot to talk about before we talk about the Commanders. And, Coach, how did you feel about the offense overall? I'm guessing you felt really good about some of the things that we saw and some of the things we have been talking with you about over the last few weeks. Give us your viewpoint on what you thought about the offense as a whole and obviously Desmond Ridder.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it was a good response. And, that's why we have a lot of confidence in Dez. And like for all of us, it's a constant work in progress. That's the key in the NFL is to continue to build and understand that the job's never done. And we've got the right guys in here. They got the right mindset. And so we needed to get that win. Credit to our guys. I mean, it didn't matter the way the game flowed. They gave us a chance with the ball back. We had our timeouts, and I thought they executed the 2-minute drive really well.
Did you feel Drake London as a left-hander would have a better chance to make that throw? Seemed like you pulled everything out of the playbook last Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, that's these guys, I mean, people forget how young some of our skill players are. I mean, we've got some veterans up front on the O-line, and these guys are, it's fun. It's exciting to watch, when the ball can spread around like that, and damn near everybody touched it. It makes you hard to defend. And so, the next step is to get down in the red zone more and punch through that kind of fringe area of the field goal. We had a couple penalties there and things we got to take care of, and obviously the turnovers. But our guys hang in there. They found a way. Yeah, Drake did a great job on that. It's funny, those trick plays. I told them, it looked awful in practice, which a lot of times the trick plays do. We felt really good about it, but you never know what can happen. That DN, they normally squeeze down the line. He came up the field vertically, and Drake did a good job. I mean, that's where you see like that basketball vision with him. He stepped inside, and I thought he was just going to tuck it and run, and he saw New wide open, and he made a hell of a play.
Coach, 3 incompletions in the second half for our quarterback. He went 18 of 21 in the third and fourth quarter, 201 yards and a touchdown with 123 passer rating. Did you say anything differently? What were you stressing to him coming off of the performance in London that maybe got through to our quarterback? Was there anything specific?
Well, he's a right-minded player, and what you saw, like I said, I said it last week, and you can fact check me. You don't want the adversity, but adversity is going to tell you a lot about people. And the way I thought he responded in the second half of Jacksonville and London, versus Jacksonville, said a lot about him, and that's who we think, we knew Dez was when we drafted him. And we don't need him to be anybody but the best version of himself, and it's as simple as that. And so he got into it, and I felt very confident throughout the week that he'd play well. And, some of the throws, and even in the first half, I mean, it's not just the completions, it's the ball placement. You could see him in rhythm. Some of those throws he made, I mean, he made some tight window throws, knew where to place the ball. The one he had to Matt Collins early in the game,
right.
That crossing route, to basically throw him open. And those are things that excite you when you see a young quarterback do that.
Coach, looking at the stats earlier in the show, it just seems like if we could just find a way to clean up the penalties, this team will be putting a lot more points on the board in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's what you're constantly looking to improve. I mean, the longer in this, we understand that's the journey. And, yeah, you want it to happen right now, overnight. We know we need to continue to work and play better. And but at least there's evidence of it. It's the last 2 games at home. Now we need to, score more points. There's no doubt. It's always the goal. But we've moved the ball pretty well the last 2 games at home. We need to do it, obviously, against Washington. And then we'll talk about the road next week.
Speaking of Washington, Coach, what do you see? We've celebrated this win for a couple of days now and been talking about it. And as we turn the page to the Commanders, what do you got coming in here on Sunday?
Yeah, they'll be ready to go. I mean, this is a prideful group. They've had extra time. And we know this front. We played them the last 2 years. Like I said, they've changed offensive schemes, but mostly the same cast of characters other than Heineke. We played against Sarah McLaurin, Curtis Samuel. Now we'll see Sam Howell back there. But it's a talented team. It's a really good set of pass catchers. And on the defensive side, the front, we've played this front a couple of years in a row now. They've invested heavy in it. It'll be a good challenge. We're excited about it.
Hey, we were talking about this during the show, looking at some of the tape on Monday on the DVR. Storm Norton did a nice job when McGarry went down. I know that I guess it's nice to know you picked up a guy from the Saints who looks like he could be a swing guy and certainly can step up if you need him.
Yeah, he did a hell of a job. He did, and that's what you want to see. That's an important job. It's like being the backup quarterback. And he stepped right in there, and I thought he played really well. And that was important for us. Those are things that's why I appreciate what we've got up here. And I talk about the football staff all the time. We're constantly looking to improve. And some of those times, those small moves right there, they pay off, and it certainly paid off the other day.
Coach, you guys make a trade for Van Jefferson. For those fans who don't know, you do have a history, I guess, with his father, maybe even Van. I don't know. But people were talking about this. Can you talk a little bit about that? And then the trade itself. What does Van Jefferson bring to our team?
Yeah, I mean, it's very similar to the Storm move. Van's obviously I did work with his father. That's not why we made the move, but it certainly helps knowing somebody, knowing if he's going to be a fit in our locker room and our culture. Because you got to be careful. You got to bring the right guys in there. You obviously need the good players, but they got to be the right people too. And Van's made some big plays in this league, and he did in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. And things happen, and sometimes a change of scenery is good. I worked with his dad, and Van was a big recruit coming out of Nashville, and I went to Ole Miss, and then went down to Florida. Like I said, second-round pick. But again, we'll give him an opportunity and see where it goes. But anytime you can add, it's like I said, we've made a lot of these small moves. Whether it's Storm, Van, Jonnu in the offseason, and Kuda. They try to get win-win. You're swapping picks and late picks in 25 and giving Van an opportunity.
It's our weekly visit with Arthur Smith, coming off Desmond Ritter's come-from-behind victory last week, which is great to see. And the emotion, Carl talked about it on Monday. Drake London, when he makes that big-time catch, and that's that superstar catch, and the helmet comes off, and it seems like he got the whole team. I know it only resulted in a field goal, but it seemed like it really got the whole team fired up.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, the momentum in the fourth quarter. The guys, we pride ourselves in that, and it's happened differently, in all the wins. I mean, it was a sequence where, punched the ball in with Bijan on that shovel pass, and then Jesse damn near picked it. Almost got a pick six. The building was rocking. Right. Robert Woods kind of made a good play at the end. We get the ball back. They launch a shot. Drake goes up, makes a hell of a play. But that's what you want. I mean, you can feel the energy on our sideline. This team likes each other. I mean, you can't fake that energy, and it's what we love about Drake. I mean, they did the same thing in the Green Bay game. He caught the one on Jair on our sideline, different route. But Drake wants the ball when the game's on the line.
Well, let's give it to him. Coach, what's going on with Jonnu? You said this to us as we talk to you every week, and some stuff we don't remember, and fans, there's a lot of stuff said. But you were like, listen, he's going to have an impact. Coach, he's having an impact. Like, Jonnu Smith is balling right now, and I also think Desmond Ritter's looking for him. But I'm curious to know, like, you made the move to get him, and you said, listen, the guy can play. You believed in that, and we're starting to see some of those results.
Yeah, I know a guy I had a lot of history with, and as a tight end coach with him, I always joked he had 2 rookie years. Changed the scheme on him, from 17 to 18, and thought he really took off 19-20. He's thrown a lot, and his experience he learned from in New England, and we're happy to have him here. And that's the thing. Circumstances change with guys, and hopefully, like I think it has with Jeff Okudah and some other guys we brought in. And, we feel like we got an opportunity to bring the right guy in and improve his team and, make smart deals for both sides. We'll do it. And so we're hoping with Van. But Jonnu's had a huge impact. He fits what we want to do, and they're all different. And they have different skill set, and hopefully we continue to work CP as he gets back healthier. Just add one more weapon.
And that's the thing, Arthur. We already talked about, overcoming the penalties, overcoming 2 turnovers. There's not many teams that can overcome a couple of fumbles and not have it impact the game. The defense holds them to only a field goal on Jonnu and then the Bijan fumble. So that was another, I guess, example of this team showing poise.
Yeah, that's a mindset. I mean, you don't want them to happen, but when you got the guys, like I said, it's sudden change. They got up there, it gives you a chance, and then a real team, like it's going to be something different every time. Stroud goes down and make a play at the end. But we had time left. We had plenty of belief, and it's because we have evidence the way we practice. And these guys, that they got each other's back, and that's what you want. It's not going to be the same story every week. There's going to be different guys that step up. If they double Drake, great. We got other guys that make plays. If they focus on Kyle, another guy. Whatever it is, that's what you want. You want to. You don't want to be obvious. You don't want to play 90s isolation basketball. You want to improve and spread the ball around and become more explosive every week.
Nice analogy, Coach. It is Arthur Smith, our head football coach. Coach, we talked to Calais Campbell a while back, and I asked him about how good this defense was going to be, and he was a little reluctant, but he said, look, I think we're going to be really good, but I don't want to overpromise. Coach, the defense has been really good. I mean, plain and simple. They're holding teams down. Coach, they're getting people off the field. It's a pleasant surprise to see how well they're playing. And, Coach, it has nothing to do with you, but it's where we've been as an organization these last few years where we were all like, defense, defense, defense. Mike and I are like, look, this defense is keeping us in games.
Well, I mean, look, this was part of the plan. And poor Dean, he came by and watched the game. I said, Dean, I told you, we get to this third year, it was what it was. And, probably, a little satisfaction. Terry and I talked about this. We talked to plenty of really good coaches out there. I don't know if everybody believed that we were going to implement the plan, but I think it worked out pretty well. Being able to get Ryan in here, getting Jerry, getting Steve Jackson over there. Frank being here, Matt, adding Dave Huxtable. Like, it's a good. It's all about fit and chemistry, and then it's the right guys. We invested a lot, but people don't understand the impact Jesse Bates would make. Jack Steve was with him in Cincy. We had feel pretty good about it. David Animata, guys that we knew, and Caden. And it's all about fit. There's a lot of great players out there, but fit and chemistry is important. And the impact those guys have made, adding Jeff out there, the development of D. Alford, even the development of Nate Lamon, Bud, Calais. So, I mean, good chemistry over there, and they're playing hard, and we change when you have smart players too. The underrated things, we're not doing the same thing every week on third down, and the adjustments we can make during the game, it's affecting the passer, and that's ultimately what you got to do, whether it's sacks or pressures, but getting them to get rid of the ball early, finding different ways to affect the quarterback.
All right, man. Well, the game plan was a lot of fun to watch as a fan. Now we're going to 4-2, get it done against the Commanders, man, on Sunday.
I appreciate it. We're looking forward to being at home again. So it was a big one for us.
No doubt. Coach, take care. Let's have another good week. We appreciate you.
I appreciate y'all.
That is Coach Arthur Smith, guys.